Welcome back. Namibia's drive to decarbonise key industrial sectors continues to gain momentum through the Climate Investment Fund's supported Industry Decarbonisation Programme that's implemented under the Namibia Green Hydrogen Programme. Now, with the extended deadline for project proposals now fast approaching on the 1st of February 2026, attention turns to how the process has unfolded so far, the level of interest, of course, from industry, and what prospective applicants still need to know before submissions close. To reflect on the progress, lessons emerging from the application process and what lies ahead, I'm now joined by Nikol Hearn, Head of Transactions at the Namibia Green Hydrogen Programme. Nikol, good evening and thank you so much for joining us here.
Good evening, Nina. Thank you for having me today.
Lovely having you here. Well, as I mentioned, the closing date is fast approaching, so perhaps to start with, how would you assess the response so far from the to the score for project proposals?
Thanks, Nina. Yeah, so we've had really good and positive feedback thus far. We are still in the submission time frame, so we are still busy receiving projects. However, we have received a good, healthy amount, and many of them are showing promise, fitting the kind of criteria and within the broader aspects and industries that this funding and this program is targeting.
Yeah. What type of industries and projects concepts are emerging most strongly from the submissions that you've received thus far?
So far we've got the majority of applications have been around the clean fuels sort of sector. We also have some around marine decarbonisation, ferrous metals, as well as clean technology supply chains. That's kind of the sort of overwhelming categories that are showing majority of applications.
I'm going to assume that, of course, applicants have also been making inquiries about the process to submission and so on. And what are some of the common questions or challenges that you've seen raised during this process?
So a majority of questions have been around what kind of industries are sort of part of the classification. What, of course, are the next steps? What information must they provide? These are kinds of, they've been very query-like in their sort of commentary.
Nikol, talk to us about how these, proposed projects feed into Namibia's broader industrial decarbonisation strategy and, of course, our green hydrogen ambitions.
Thank you. That's a great question. We're very fortunate because the government has, of course, solidified its various industrialization objectives through its NDP 6 agendas, as well as in its Vision 2030, which are, of course, direct government directives and sort of ambitions for the economic future of the country. And so these sectors are very much aligning within that. So it's about how does Namibia's economy develop industrialization as a pillar of its economic performance. So it's very much tied in with the current goals of Her Excellency, as well as the broader Vision 2030 set out by the government.
Yeah. There's a strong emphasis with this program on private sector and the public partnerships. So why is this collaboration so important at this stage?
So it is very important because many of these projects, they require capital to get to the next phase. And this kind of capital that is being sort of offered within the SIF program, it is a low-cost loan package directly for the projects. And it beats kind of general commercial rates or rates that are, market related.
Yes.
And because this is an emerging sector, being able to offer them lower rates, still in the form of a loan, does of course provide them with that next phase step up that these projects really do value and require.
Yeah. So for applicants that perhaps are still finalizing their proposals, looking towards the 1st of February, what key advice would you give to them, to ensure submissions are strong, their submissions are realistic and aligned with the program's objectives?
I think very much just checking the kind of classifications around the industries that do qualify. And as part of the application, we have a form which touches on, of course, organizational elements, sort of where they are in their phase of development, also some sort of more basic financial questions and technical. And I think the more information that is filled in line with the form, the better we are able to really understand what their project is about.
If I could remember correctly, the last time we spoke about these calls for these proposals, the phase of their project could be an ideation stage also, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. So it doesn't just apply for kind of very advanced pilot phase or commercialization stage, but it's across the board. And so we really do encourage various phases, as long as it's within the sectors, the clean technology, decarbonisation of industries, then we do encourage submission.
Well, once the window closed on the 1st of February 2026, Nikol, what are the next steps in terms of evaluation and then moving these projects, forward?
So the next steps are really about sort of doing a short list, and that will be done. So also to reiterate, this is a government-based program. So although we are, say, the technical kind of assistance, but it is really run under the auspices of the government in partnership with the EIF. And so we will have various stakeholders that will form a committee in which we will then look at all the criteria, the ranking, and how it best fits what the CIF and the other development banks, what is within their kind of frameworks to advance these projects.
Fantastic. Well, for somebody watching now who's unfortunately heard of this the first time and they're interested in getting more information, where can they go? Where can they have a look at the criteria and all the nitty-gritties?
Sure. So they're welcome to go onto our website under Green Hydrogen Programme Namibia. They can also visit our LinkedIn page, and we have various media information, sort of the advertisement for this is there, and of course they're welcome to contact the individuals listed on either site.
Nikol Hearn, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank you, Nina. Appreciate it.
Well, we're going to take a very brief break, and our conversations continues here on the Daily Roundup. Stay with us.